I don't know why I'm doing this. I've been listening to the YouTube series of Let's Read Homestuck, and I just can't stop. I'm back in it. I'm stuck in this shit, and I can't get out. So, in my infinite wisdom, I have decided to do it myself. Fuck it. I'll read it the way that I want it to be read. But I'm not going to release this for anyone. It's probably just going to be for me, sitting on a drive somewhere, rotting away, for my own personal perusal. Let's begin. A young man stands in his bedroom. It just so happens that today, the 13th of April, 2009, is this young man's birthday. Though it was 13 years ago he was given life, it is only today he will be given a name. What will the name of this young man be? Enter name. Zoo Smell Poop Lord. Try again, smartass. John Egbert. Examine room. Your name is John. As was previously mentioned, it is your birthday. A number of cakes are scattered around your room. You have a variety of interests. You have a passion for really terrible movies. You like to program computers, but you're not very good at it. You have a fondness for paranormal lore, and are an aspiring amateur magician. You also like to play games, sometimes. What will you do? John, quickly retrieve the arms from your drawer. Your arms are in your magic chest, Poop Lord. Remove cake from magic chest. Out of sympathy for John's perceived lack of arms, you pick up the cake for him and put it on his bed. Quickly retrieve arms from magic chest. You retrieve your fake arms from the chest. You use these for hilarious antics. You captchalogue them in your Silodex. You have no idea what that actually means, though. There are other items in the chest. Examine the contents of the chest. In here you keep an array of humorous and mystical artifacts, each one a devastating weapon in the hands of a skilled magician or a cunning prankster. You are neither of these things. Among the artifacts are two fake arms, currently captchalogued in your Silodex, one pair of trick handcuffs, one stunt sword, one magician's hat, one pair of Beaglepuss glasses, several smoke pellets, several blood capsules, and one copy of Colonel Sassacre's daunting text of magical frivolity and practical japery, and one copy of Harry Anderson's Wise Guy by Mike Cavini. Some of this stuff may come in handy at some point. For now, you decide to just take the smoke pellets. You stow the smoke pellets in one of your Silodex captchalogue cards. You still aren't totally sure what that means, but you're starting to get the hang of the vernacular at least. You have 2 empty captchalogue cards remaining. John, equip fake arms. You aren't totally sure if equip is a verb copacetic with the abstract behavioral medium in which you dwell, but you give it a try anyway. Unfortunately, you cannot access the fake arms. Their card is underneath the one you just used to captchalogue the smoke pellets. You will have to use the pellets first in order to access the arms, but this is probably unadvisable, since you just make your room lousy with smoke. Your Silodex's fetch modus is currently dictated by the logic of a stack data structure. You were never all that great with data structures, and you find the concept puzzling and mildly irritating. But with any hope, perhaps you will advance new, more practical fetch modi for your Silodex, with a little more experience. Examine Problem Sleuth poster. Is it even possible to get any more hard-boiled than that? You really doubt it. This poster was one of your wisest purchases. There's a nice spot on your wall next to it. You've been meaning to hang another poster there soon. Oh, interesting. The Problem Sleuth office print is still available from Topatico. Is there anything else here? End pose. Monstrous discrepancies. They're still selling the Homestuck shirts, which is nice. Creators. Is it... MS Paint Adventures. It's still MS Paint Adventures here in the Topatico section. We've got Captchalogue dry erase boards, Sweeper and Helijeff stairs shirts, and a Dave Strider hoodie. Sadly, it appears that the What about old? Old to new. What the hell is this? Sweet Brown Hella Jeff barbecue sauce? Sweet brown flavor? Alas, it appears they don't sell the old Sepulchitude shirt anymore. Unfortunate. Anyway. John, read note on the drawer. This note is rich with the aromas of fatherly aftershaves and colognes. Besides the note is a rolled up poster. Another birthday artifact. You wonder what is printed on the poster. You'll need some way to hang it on your wall. Acquire hammer and nails. They will certainly come in handy. You first place the hammer into your Siladex, but now all of your capture log cards are full. You wonder what will happen if you try to take the nails. You guess it doesn't hurt to try. John, take nails. You capture log 4 nails in the top card and push all the artifacts down a card. The fake arms are pushed entirely out of the deck. Oh well, they're probably completely useless anyway, but you probably don't want to do that again unless you want to drop the smoke pellets and suffer the consequences. In any case, you feel like you've gathered enough things to get down to business and do some really important stuff. The next thing you will do is probably be exceptionally meaningful. John, squawk like an imbecile and shit on your desk. This is the dumbest idea you've had in weeks. Stupid, stupid, stupid. And yet, the polished surface of your desk, it beckons. John, combine the nails and hammer. You merge the top 2 cards. The hammer and nails are now capture logged on the same card and can be used together. John, use hammer and nails on poster. You use the hammer and nails card in conjunction with the card beneath it. Nail poster to wall. You use the hammer, nails, and poster on the blank space on the wall. It's glorious. Exactly what you wanted. The old man really came through this time. John, examine your Con Air poster. Put the bunny back in the box. I said, put the bunny back in the box. Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box? So what does this lead to? Archived external footage called Bunny MP4.
Put the bunny back in the box.
I knew you was a punk, and I was right. You been playing us all along. You a free man.
I said, put the bunny back in the box.
Two stunt doubles really going at it.
Die, punk.
Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?
Jesus Christ. In the future, I'll move this into my other monitor so I can turn the music off if I ever need to. John, examine your Deep Impact poster. Morgan Freeman's genteel, homespun mannerisms were perfect qualities for a president residing over a crisis. Oceans rise, cities fall, hope survives. Wow, films about impending apocalypse fascinate you. Plus, a black president? Now you've seen everything. John, examine the calendar. You've marked your birthday, the 13th of April. Another day you marked was supposed to be the arrival date of the highly touted Spurb beta launch. Which leads to the beta launch of the comic. Today's April 10th. Enter name. Try again, smartass. And here we are, back where we were. Characters in the game cannot interact with you, you blubbering imbecile. Out of sympathy for John's perceived lack of arms, etc., etc. Capture log the fake arms. Thanks for playing the Homestuck beta. The stable release is now available for you to play. Back to it. It's been 3 days already, and it's starting to become a sore subject with you. John, eat cake. You're sick to death of cake. You've been eating it all day, and you have no intention of clogging your Silodex with it either. The cake stays put for now. You hear a notice from your computer. Someone is messaging you. John, examine the incoming message. Oh. Behold, John's desktop. Pesterchum, Typheus system, and tilde ATH, fuck, at cake, and PFF at cake. You pull up to your computer. This is where you spend most of your time. It is 1613, or 413 of 413. With some rather handsome wallpaper, which you made yourself. You're really proud of it. Your desktop is also littered with various programming project files. You're so bad at programming sometimes you wonder why you even bother with it. Your pesterchum application is flashing. Someone's trying to get in touch with you. Open pesterchum. Only one of your chums is logged in. He has sent you a message. Turntech Godhead began pestering ectobiologist at 1613. Hey, so what sort of insane loot did you rake in today? I got a little Monsters poster. It's so awesome. I'm going to watch it again today. The apple juice scene was just so funny. Oh, hell, that is such a coincidence. I just found an unopened container of apple juice in my closet. It's like fucking Christmas up in here. Okay, that's fine, but I just have one question, and then a word of caution. Have you ever seen the movie called Little Monsters starring Howie Mandel and Fred Savage? But the seal in the bottle isn't even broken. Are you suggesting someone put piss in my apple juice at the factory? All I'm saying is, don't you think Monster Howie Mandel has the power to do something as simple as reseal a bottle? Try using your brain, kid. Why did that fat kid whoever drank it know what piss tasted like? I mean, his reaction was not instantaneous. It was the 15th day in a row Howie Mandel had peed in his juice. Okay, I can accept that. Monster B-list celebrity douchebags are cunning and persistent pranksters. Also, Fred Savage has a really punchable face, but who cares about this? Let's stop talking about it. Did you get the beta yet? No, did you? Man, I got 2 copies already. But I don't care. I'm not gonna play it or anything. I'm not gonna play it or anything the game sounds. Ugh, no punctuation, am I right? But I don't care. I'm not gonna play it or anything. The game sounds boring. Did you see how it got slammed in Game Bro? Game Bro is a joke, and we both know it. Yeah, why don't you go check your mailbox? Maybe it's there now. All right, John, look out the window. You see the view of your yard from your window. Hanging from the tree is your tire swing. In a kid's yard, a tree without a tire swing is like a proper gentleman without a monocle. That is to say, he can hardly be considered a terribly proper gentleman at all. And there beside your driveway is the mailbox. Examine mailbox. The little red arm swingy dealy thing, or whatever it's called, is flipped up. What the hell is that thing called anyway? You do not have time for these semantics. The red flippy lever thing means you have new mail, and that means the beta might be here. Go outside and check the mailbox. You're about to hurry down the stairs when you hear a car pull into the driveway. Looks like your dad's returned from the grocery store. Oh, great, he's beating you to the mail. Forget it. Check the mail later. If you go downstairs and get it, he'll likely monopolize hours of your time. You decide to chill out here for a while, until the dust settles. Sometimes you feel like you're trapped in this room, stuck, if you will, in a sense which probably borders on the titular, and now your chum is pestering you again. The clockwork of friendship turns ceaselessly, operating the swing lever dealies of harassment in perpetuity. Whatever, the dude can just hold his damn horses. Examine the games on your CD rack. You've put countless man-hours into this assortment of quality titles. Bard Quest, The Caper Havers, Problem Sleuth, and It Don't Stop. What Pumpkin? Ghostbusters 2, the MMORPG, Little Monsters by Konami, officially licensed by Nintendo, and Harry Anderson, Call My Bluff. The fuck? John, read Colonel Sassacre's daunting text. You decide to consult with the Colonel's bottomless wisdom. Good grief, this thing is huge. It could kill a cat if you dropped it. But to really dig into this hefty book, you'll have to capture log it. You're not sure you're ready to logjam your other artifacts beneath it just yet. Capture log the fake arms again. What did you just say? You don't want to clog up your... Oh, Jesus. In a momentary lapse of concentration, you accidentally capture log the arms again. Set pesterchum status to bully. You don't think the situation is quite dire enough to go all the way to rancorous, but you still feel the pesterchum client should reflect your mood change in some way. Bully will have to do. You guess. This unsurprisingly does nothing whatsoever. Oh, right, you forgot your chum is still pestering you. Answer chum. Is it there? Please say yes. Maybe you can play it with TT. She's been pestering me all day about it. She's macking on me so hard all the time, I start to feel embarrassed for her. I mean, not that I can blame her or anything. Yes, it is understandable because you're really attractive. I mean, I'm attracted to you. Thank you. JK, no, I don't have it yet. My dad has the mail, and I guess I have to go get it from him and see if it's there. I've been busy spending all day shitting around with my stupid Silodex. It's so frustrating. What's your modus? What? How do you retrieve artifacts from it? Oh, like one at a time, I guess. And if I put too much in, something falls out. Stack? Why? What's yours? Hash map. My bro taught me a few tricks. He basically knows everything, and it's awesome. What the hell is that? You should probably brush up on your data structures, I guess. Did you at least allocate your Strife specibus? No, it could free up a card for you. Plus, let you attack stuff whenever things get too hot to handle, which is never. What do you got? Well, I've got a hammer, but it's trapped under some arms. Well, you really suck at this, don't you? Just get rid of the arms and then allocate the hammer to the specibus. How? I don't know. Just use the arms on any old thing and see if it works. You stick the fake arms in the cake on your bed. This definitely makes the cake at least 300% more hilarious. You're sure Colonel Sasker would know the precise index of elevated hilarity. John, allocate hammer to Strife specibus. Pizza center kind, bat kind, roll pin kind, plunger, yo-yo, scissor, pepper spray, chainsaw, crowbar, broom, poker, ice pick, golf club, hammer. I can't see what it says being hammer. Shovel. I can't see what it says under shovel. Spoon, statue, spatula, screwdriver, blade, pistol, lamp, stun gun, ball, rake, plank, glove, fork, cane, curl iron, chain, knife, table, shotgun, needle, peppermill, dumbbell, hockey stick, vacuum, mop, trophy, fancy Santa, as we all know. The indomitable fancy Santa kind Strife specibus. Ladle, cord, iron, saw, cleaver, ice skate, wrench, umbrella, plunger, hose, book, bust, spade, pipe, nail gun, hair dryer, lacrosse stick, throwing star, tongs, razor, fire extinguisher, branch, bowling pin, bomb, woodwind, stapler, rifle, candlestick, paddle, bowl, barbed wire, dart, marble, plier, firework, chisel, aerosol, shoe, puppet, fan, brass, rock, and scythe. You check the back of your Strife specibus for the kind of stratus you have in mind for it. Select hammer. Your Strife specibus has been allocated with the hammer kind of stratus. The hammer has been moved from your capture log deck to your Strife deck. Report progress to Turn Tech Godhead. Okay, I did it. Hammer kind? Yeah. Okay, that'll be a permanent allocation for your specibus. I guess I should have mentioned that. Hope you like hammers, dude. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. I can't imagine it's going to be all that relevant. Capture log Colonel's big book. Now that you've got some space in your Silodex to work with you figure you might as well start squandering it immediately. Ordinarily, this ridiculous book would be way too heavy to carry around in any practical way. You guess this is one respect in which the cards present some kind of convenience. Examine GamePro magazine. Why, the game of the year or whatever isn't as good as some other stuff I like that's better. GameBro. Spurb. Read article. So, okay, Spurb is this game that a lot of cats seem hella pumped of. And this beta is sitting on my desk for review, so I'm like, yeah, man, I'll write something. But I don't know. I'm like, so this is about houses or some noise? That's fine. I'm sure that's like fucking dynamite in a handbag for some brosaps, but all I'm saying is, when do you get to thrash anything? while you're playing house or some shit, are you ever in jeopardy of getting mud on your doll's dress or whatever from busting out? And I quote, the mad stunts up, all wicked up ends? Know what I'm saying, bro, yo ma? I didn't actually play this game, but I gave it 1.5 hats out of 5 to keep it real. At this point, I'd like to give a shout out to my boy Dennis, who was over the other day. We were going to chill in front of the Dark Knight, and he was so psyched of it, y'all. So this one time, he was leaning against the screen door, and the shit popped open, and the back deck was wet, and he slipped down the steps and broke his thumbs on the lawn. It wasn't really a long fall, but hey, I guess a thumb bone wasn't meant for supporting the brunt of a huge useless tool against wet grass. We never did watch Dark Knight on account of Ron trucking his bawling candy-ass Gert to the hospital. But it's cool. I still got another watch in me. Brotel Rwanda. Bro notes. Dennis was so wasted. Haha. I mean, damn. It might come in handy. Captcha Game Bro magazine. It might come in handy if you ever need something that burns easily. Fuck. Captcha Magician's Hat. You expend your final card on the Magician's Hat. Get the funny glasses, too. You don't have a free card in your Celodex, however, you're able to merge the Beagle Puss with the Magician's Hat to create a clever disguise. Wear disguise to fool Dad. John? Who is this John you speak of? You're quite certain there has never been, nor will ever be. Yeah, this is a really shitty disguise. While you're wearing the items, they remain on the card, but it's temporarily removed from the deck, thus freeing up the cards beneath it. You exit into the hallway. On one wall hangs a picture of a fellow who knows how to have a good time, who knows how to have a laugh, a man after your own heart. You always thought he looked a lot like Michael Cera, but your dad swears on the many hallowed tombs of Egypt that it is not. You're not sure about that, though. On the other wall is one of your dad's stupid clowns, or harlequins, as he is quick to correct anyone who would venture such brazen assumptions. John, go downstairs. The accursed odor of fresh baking wafts into your newfound nostrils. Something is brewing in the kitchen. It must be the connivings of your arch-nemesis, Betty Crocker. And it just leads to the Wikipedia entry for Betty Crocker. And the rich, buttery aroma of her plot stinks to high heaven. This mission is going to be more difficult than you ever possibly imagined. John, admire harlequins. You check out the shelves of fanciful harlequins. Look at this fucking garbage. You hate this stuff. Funny is funny, but your dad can be a real cornball. Sometimes at night you pray for burglars. John, examine the fireplace. The bright orange flame flickers in the fireplace. It doesn't matter that it's April and not terribly chilly outside. In a home, a fireplace needs a fire, because that's what a fireplace is for. A fire belongs in a fireplace, damn it. Categorically in all times, without exception. As domestic myth of unaccountable origin holds, a home borrows the spirit of the flame, for as long as it makes a guest of it, much as the moon takes liberty with the sun's rays. The moon's an errand thief, and her pale fire she snatches from the sun. Mark Twain. You're almost certain Mark Twain said that. Yes. Toss Game Bro into the fire. It doesn't burn as quickly as you hoped. Each Game Bro magazine is guaranteed to be printed on 40% recycled asbestos for big ups to Mother Earth, yo. Fondly regard cremation. You examine the sacred urn containing your departed Nana's ashes. When your father gave her portrait a wistful glance now and then, you can tell it brings back painful memories. A tall bookshelf, a ladder, and an unabridged Colonel Sassacres. He never really wants to talk about it. You clumsily mishandle the sacred urn. Ashes go everywhere. In retrospect, upon mulling cinematic tropes regarding ash-filled urns, this outcome was a virtual certainty. You'd probably better clean it up before Dad finds it. You think now would be a good time to beef up on your clever disguise. Oh, confine father's pipe with clever disguise. John, examine oversized gift. Champ, you can do it. Anything, if you put your mind to it. I believe in you. Contemplating what could be inside this package is sort of exciting, but it makes you a little nervous at the same time. John, open the large present. Oh, hell no. John, capture log the ashes. First, you prop the Harlequin doll up on the couch. Having it in the middle of the floor sprawled out all akimbo like that struck you as unseemly. You capture log the ashes to your available card. Combine the ashes with the urn. You merge the sacred urn with the ashes. Most of the ashes back in the urn, but it's a total mess. Really, it probably would be tidier if you just used a broom and dustpan. Put the urn back. No one will be the wiser. except maybe for people who have eyes. John, go get the fake arms again. You just got another brilliant idea for something to do with those pointless arms. You pry them out of the cake and capture-log them. Looks like pesterchum's acting up again. Examine the third and fourth walls of your room. Failure to launch, Travolta and Cage and Face Off, Armageddon, Bill Cosby's Ghost Dad, and a closet. John, check pesterchum. Another one of your chums is messaging you. Check the message. I understand that you have recently come into possession of the beta release of the Game of the Year, as featured in respectable periodicals such as GamePro magazine. That's an ugly rumor. Whoever told you that's a filthy liar, and you should probably stop hitting on him all the time or whatever. I can't control myself. I must have a weakness for insufferable pricks. Anyway, I still haven't checked the mail. My dad has it. I'm trying to go get it from him, so BRB. John. What? You're wearing one of your disguises now, aren't you? You're typing to me right now while wearing something ridiculous. No, why would you even think that? That's so stupid. Okay, why don't you just go get the game from your father? Alright, wish me luck. Oh, and by the way, JK, I was wearing a funny disguise this whole time. Gotcha! I know, John. You can now execute the brilliant idea you had. There should be just enough frosting on the fake arms to serve as an adequate adhesive. Attach arms to the doll. You don't care what Colonel Sasker says. That makes it at least 1,000,000% funnier. Inspect burnt paper on the floor. Broblerone. Advertisement. You put this back in the fire where it belongs. John, throw present wrap in the fire. As long as you're cleaning up. Capture log doll. You can carry hefty items, but that thing is really just way too big. Get real. Besides, you don't even want it. So it seems like the capture log's limitations are based not on weight, but on physical size. Colonel Sassacre's daunting text might be super heavy, but it's not actually that big. It's a very big book, but it's not too big. The doll is too big. So, I don't know. Point of reference, I guess. Read Colonel Sassacre's text. The Creepy Crawlies. Hails bells, we're having a mighty sporting time of it. Hold fast, my intrepid fellow pranksmiths, we've been merely nicked the mahogany out of our japing chests. If I may direct the incisive ogle of your beaglepuss to the wriggling regency of rubber bugs, plastic parasites, squirming serpents, pliable pests, and every such order and phyla of creepy crawly. Land sakes alive, we are cooking with petrol now. In further exhibits, we shall dwell on artifice useful to your exploits. Is your pappy's rod and reel handy? What about a bit of iron cord? It shouldn't prove elusive. Bring those writhing rascals to life, and set the nerves of some old maid to the wreck of his Hesperus. Do you have a bothersome aunt who never seems troubled to find ways with your sunny afternoons? A broad, splintery fence? A bucket of whitewash, perhaps? By gum, you'll fix her wagon. And what of that tawny gent who puts his lackadaisical lean near the sarsaparilla font? You'll have that listless octoroon finding the spring in his step just yet. Jesus Christ. Fuck. You thought about consulting the text to determine exactly how hilarious the doll is now, but this text is way too big to navigate in a timely fashion. You decide to forget it. John, find Dad and retrieve mail. The door to the left leads to the kitchen, from which the smell of baking wafts, a powerful aroma which could lift an especially portly hobo off his feet. The door on the right leads to the study, where your dad spends a lot of time. He could be in either room. Where will you go? Into the study. It doesn't look like he's in here right now. If I recall correctly, there were a lot of situations, especially early on in the comic, that were left to the readers to devise. So I can't remember if that choice was one of them. John, examine Father's desk. On the desk is a deck of playing cards, one of your dad's pipes, the April issue of the Serious Jester magazine, and a stray capture log card. There's also a can of peanuts on the desk. Oh, Dad, you won't be falling for that one again anytime soon. A severe peanut allergy is a terrible affliction to cope with. John, upgrade costume with hat from Hat Rack. You swap the magician's hat with the bowler hat. This disguise is somewhat less funny, but a lot more distinguished looking. John, combine second pipe with clever disguise. Your dad maintains numerous pipes around the household. A father without a pipe is like a strapping roughneck without a toothpick. That is to say, he's a rather piss-poor excuse for a roughneck if you ask me. You'd rather not take the pipe, though. The first one tastes bad enough as it is. How you suffer for your comedy. John, examine the capture log card. Yes, this will be the perfect for expanding the space in your John, play haunting piano refrain. Pages including sound will be preceded by an S in the command. The song we are listening to is Showtime, the piano refrain by Kevin Regami and Malcolm Brown. John, play 52 pickup. You play the prankster's favorite game, even though you are alone in a room and thus rendering it an especially foolish version of solitaire. So stupid. Look at this mess. The peanut gallery over there sure getting a kick out of it. You're allergic to their scorn. Attempt to leave the house. You go back into the living room and contemplate checking the mailbox outside. You think perhaps you should exhaust all possibilities before plunging headlong into a dad encounter. Your television is currently airing a commercial. Ecto Cooler! You exit the house. Check the mail. Predictably, the mailbox is empty. You've already been scooped by your father. The streets are empty. Wind skims the voids, keeping neighbors apart, as if grazing the hollow of a cut reed, or, say, a plundered mailbox. A familiar note is produced. It's the one Desolation plays to keep its instrument in tune. It is your 13th birthday, and as with all 12 preceding it, something feels missing from your life. The game presently eluding you is only the latest sleight of hand in the repertoire of an unseen riddler, one to engender a sense not of mirth but of lack. His coarse schemes are those less of a prankster than a common pickpocket. His riddle is absence itself. It's a mystery dispersing altogether, like the moon's faint reflection, with even one pebble of inquiry dropped in its black well. It is the most diabolical riddle of all. Absence diminishes little passions and increases great ones, as wind extinguishes candles and fans of fire. Walt Whitman. Yes, you're quite certain Walt Whitman said that. 100% positive. You have a feeling it's going to be a very long day. John, leave a surprise for the mailman. No! John, see if your father left the mail in the car. The door is locked, and your dad has the car keys. You peer in through the driver's side window. You don't see any mail, but you do see a green package. There's also something underneath it that looks like a slip of paper. Could these items have come in the mail? You don't see anything else. That's usually in the mail, like bills and coupons. Maybe your dad forgot to take this stuff inside. Spy into the kitchen. You try to get a gander in the kitchen, but you can't see a whole lot. It seems like your dad's been doing so much baking, the glass is steamed up. God, he's just so weird. But you can see that's on the table, just beside the window. It looks like the mail is there, including among it a red package. Some bills, your dad's PDA, and an envelope that appears to be suspiciously labeled with the Esperb logo. Could it be? Unfortunately, the window is locked. John, go back into the kitchen. You have no other choice. You're going in. Clever disguise. It's time to work your magic. John, enter. Mother of God. God posted at 2 a.m. on 4/27/2009.